This is the Mindfulness Meditation Week 1 practice. Like an athlete or musician practices for a performance, mindfulness meditation is our daily practice for living life to its greatest potential. Each day for the first week, listen to this file 3 times a day, practicing the methods it contains. Please practice using this sound file. There are 3 components to the practice. First, the practice of directing your attention to your breath. Second, practicing how to return your attention to your breath anytime you notice feelings, thoughts, or sensations. The goal is not to stop thinking, stop feeling, or to stop having sensations. The purpose is to simply note when you do this, and to practice bringing your attention back to a focal point, in this case, the breath. The third part of this practice is to begin to notice how easy and natural it is to stay in the present when we notice our attention drifting into either the past or the future. Notice during this week times when you mindfully and intuitively return from distressing thoughts, feelings, or sensations back to your breath and to the present. As you sit in your chair with your body relaxed and your posture in alignment, close the eyes and breathe in, noticing what it feels like to breathe in. Scan your body and let loose any muscles that are holding tension. Relax the jaw, let the shoulders drop. And you can let your eyelids and hands be heavy with relaxation and just breathe. You don't have to try to speed up or slow down the breath during this exercise. All you have to do is breathe and pay attention to your breath. There's not really a right way or a wrong way to do this exercise. It's simply the practice of bringing your attention to your breath. Observe the breath, noticing the tempo of your breath, the temperature of the air. Observe how the air flows in and what it feels like to flow out. We breathe every day, often without noticing it, and by practicing an awareness of the breath, we're really practicing an awareness of this moment. After all, this moment, this breath is really all we have. And of course, as long as we're breathing in this moment, even if life still surrounds us, we're okay. As you breathe in and out, label the breath. Call it by its name. Label the breath in and call the out breath out. Saying to yourself, in and out. Notice the air as you breathe in and the point where the air in your lungs turns around and becomes an exhale. As you pay attention to the breath, you'll also notice you are aware of sounds, sensations, and experiences apart from your breath. The practice is not to stop noticing those things, but rather, when you notice thoughts and awarenesses outside of the task of paying attention to the breath, simply note that you're doing that and return your attention to the breath. If you notice yourself thinking about anything at all, you don't have to try to stop thinking. Rather, just note the thought instead of following it. Simply say to yourself, that is a thought, and bring your attention back to the breath. If you become aware of an emotion or a feeling during this time, it's okay to have them. The practice here is not to suppress them, but not to follow them. To simply note them and say, that is a feeling, and return your attention to the breath. Likewise, if you have any sensations, if your body feels something, you can simply note, that is what my body feels. That is a sensation, an experience. And without becoming engaged in it or following it, Just use it as a cue to return your attention to the breath, noticing what it feels like to breathe in and out. Over the next 2 minutes, continue to breathe in and out, paying attention to your breath. I will let you know when the 2 minutes begins and when the 2 minute ends. The practice is, of course, to simply note when your mind begins to follow a thought or a feeling or an awareness of sensation, and to gently, without judgment, return your attention to the breath. It doesn't matter if you need to do this many times. The value is in developing the practice of returning to this moment by returning your awareness to this breath. And begin now. And our 2 minute time period has ended, so pay attention to the next breath, breathing in and breathing out, paying attention to it and reorienting yourself to the floor below you, the air in the room around you, and opening the eyes. Although almost everyone can see the value in this exercise, most will discover the real value comes with practice. During this week, as you practice this exercise, begin to be aware of and notice when you intuitively begin to practice mindfulness and mindful awareness of the moment in other situations during the week. For example, if you're stressed in traffic, you might notice when you become aware of this stress, that you automatically focus on your breath rather than letting the stress become a thought you follow. By the end of your first week of practice, you'll begin to notice how natural and easy it is in a variety of different situations and places to mindfully focus on 1 minute at a time, 1 moment at a time.